It's been very entertaining in a way and troubling to see the evolution of Nikki Haley justifying why she is supporting Donald Trump. Now, I want to preface everything I'm about to say by telling you that Nikki Haley is disgusted by Trump, hates Trump, doesn't think he should be president. Deep down, this is my opinion, and I believe it's an opinion based in the things that she has actually said over the last many years until it came time to kiss the ring and endorse Trump. So all of this is a farce for public consumption. Earlier in the week, I played for you a video of Nikki Haley explaining on ABC why she is supporting Donald Trump. And of course, it's weird that she would, given that she said he is just flat out unfit to be president and many other horrible things she said about him. But her argument was essentially that, well, Kamala's bad. It's just Kamala's bad, and he is the Republican nominee, and I'm a Republican. And it's all about self-preservation. She thinks this gives her a better shot at continuing to have a path to major national politics for the Republican Party. Maybe she's right, maybe she's wrong. Well, she appeared on CNBC, and there are hosts on CNBC who aren't so good, and there are hosts on CNBC who do a pretty good job. And I think Andrew Ross Sorkin, especially in these sorts of interviews, does a pretty good job. And Nikki Haley's new approach to why we need Trump back, even if you don't like his personality, is that things are just worse since Biden's become president. And Andrew Ross Sorkin correctly points out, certainly not as far as the stock market's concerned.
We can't afford 4 more years. Find me one American that says that they were better the last 4 years than the ones before it. You can't find it. So
I can tell you, most of the people who actually have any stock in this market would tell you that, actually. They would. And by the way, not enough Americans own stock in the market, but 44% of the Americans would.
Average Americans, if you ask them, they're just trying to make ends meet.
Now, of course, there's so much more to this. Inflation has come down to where we want it to be. We actually saw a decline in food prices in August. All-time high after all-time high in the stock market. Yes, not all Americans own stock, but if you combine all Americans that own stock, all Americans that have a 401k or market-based retirement plan, right, you start putting together all of these different groups. They're all pretty happy with all-time high after all-time high. Job creation significantly higher than under Trump, meaning many new people found jobs. You can't make this case. And Nikki now is trying to say, this isn't about personalities. Yes, I've said some things about Trump personality-wise. Okay. But things are terrible now. And they were better under Trump, and that's why we need Trump. Nikki Haley also tried to justify voting for Trump by claiming that we are technically in World War III right now. We are not in World War III right now.
In the Senate. Now, the question is, Pat Toomey, Dick Cheney, GW, they all have the same story. I think Kamala Harris is an absolute nightmare, but I can't bring myself to. It's a vote for Kamala Harris. They can't find a scintilla of difference between. It's a binary choice. As a Republican, I guess you honor their decision.
I respect it. I think everybody comes.
But you're going to vote for Trump.
I'm thinking about my kids, the future of this next 4 years and what that means for America.
And it doesn't mean the end of democracy and a police state and a dictator on day one.
Look, we're in World War III right now. If you look at the fact that Russia has invaded Ukraine, you look at the fact that Hamas has invaded Israel, you look at China using aggression on Taiwan, you see the fentanyl.
Okay, so Hamas didn't invade Israel, and fentanyl does not World War III make. We are not in World War III. This is really a reach. But think about this is the wildest thing. Nikki Haley says she's voting for Trump because she's thinking about her kids. Nikki's daughter is married to a black guy, and their kids, if they have any, are going to be biracial children in America. She wants us to believe that having a biracial woman president who respects women's bodily autonomy, has a perspective on job creation that makes sense and is backed by economists, has an economic plan that makes sense and is supported by even Goldman Sachs, which is no left-wing institution, says this is better for the economy. On what planet can Nikki Haley think about the future for her kids and potentially her grandkids and say they are better off not with the model of a competent and confident biracial woman, first woman president of the United States, but with Donald Trump as president? And you all know Nikki Haley is smart enough that she doesn't really believe that. It's disgusting that she's willing to say this stuff, given that she obviously doesn't believe it. Nikki Haley, if she hadn't jumped the shark before, she certainly has now. Yikes. Not all men's underwear is the same. With traditional underwear, the sticking and the rubbing are something many of us know all too well. But our sponsor, Sheath Underwear, puts it to an end once and for all. Sheath underwear is ultralight and breathable. You can barely tell it's there. But importantly, Sheath is uniquely designed with 2 pouches in the front that separate everything out, giving you an extra confidence boost throughout the day. Air can flow in between, keeping things dry and comfortable all day. No more sweating and sticking. Sheath underwear is the type of thing that's hard to fully appreciate until you've tried it. Try a pair yourself and you'll finally understand the level of comfort and morale that you've been missing out on. They come in a bunch of different designs. They have something for everybody. The quality is amazing, super long lasting, unlike the underwear you currently use, which you might have to replace every 6 months. Sheath is giving my audience 20% off with the code PACMAN. Go to sheathunderwear.com/PACMAN. The link is down below.